Nightmare Moon is the first villain showcased in the show My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and I think that she is a severely underrated character. And do you know what that means? It's time to write a theme song about her! Now, I know later in the show she becomes Princess Luna, but I decided to write a theme song all about her villain counterpart, as I kind of wanted to start a series of these videos where I write themes for characters of My Little Pony, and heck, we could even branch out to other themes. But that depends on if this video does well. Anyways, I'm gonna section this video as follows. Number 1, the instruments used. Number 2, the roles of the instruments. Number 3, a section by section breakdown. Number 4, how I write my music. And last but not least, number 5, the song itself. And without further ado, let's dive in. Okay guys, just for a quick note, I'm doing this all unscripted. I might be stuttering or going on random tangents, but I guess we're gonna begin with talking about the instruments I used. My goal of this song was to capture the essence of Nightmare Moon's evil self, but I also wanted to add a sort of mystical and historic feel to it. So, I mainly employed just a few percussion sections, a harpsichord, a piano, very briefly, an organ, some strings, and then a couple random songs I found on Spitfire Labs just sprinkled in there. So I guess we should start from top to bottom. Also, a lot of these are labeled wrong because I kind of chose them and then changed the instrument sound in the mixer. So yeah, not all of these are accurate, but I'll tell you which is which. Anyway, starting from the top, we have some tubular bells. So I'm not going to spoil the whole song, but I basically would just write the note with whatever chord matched, but I also kind of did it as a hit rather than being more of a melody, which is why it's matched up with the percussion. But further down it does appear a bit more with the more dramatic and quick pace section, and then it dissipates at the chorus and picks back up a little bit at the end. Alright, next up we got a taiko. I know it says bass drum, it's not a bass drum. A lot of these are just not accurate at all. But yeah, I was originally gonna have a bass drum, but I wanted a more like, I don't know, like a more tinny kind of bass drum. I wanted it to be more like you could hear it than you could feel it, which is why I chose this. I mainly just did it similar to the tubular bells at the beginning, but I also did small lead-ups that would go da-da-bam. You can see it repeated a few times, actually more than a few times, again except for the chorus, but I'll talk about that later. Lastly, we have a tam-tam, which is sort of like a gong, but just a little slightly more epic sounding. It also appears at the same time as the tubular bells, just a little bit less frequent. Alright, I'm going to play the percussion in unison. So this is what it sounds like. Yeah. It's going to sound really funny because there's like nothing backing it up. Whoa. Let's go do it again. Ready? 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 Alright, moving on down, we have why is it so hard to say? We have a harpsichord. I guess we can kind of rope this in with the organ and piano since they're keys. So yeah. For the harpsichord, I mainly did more like staccato type layouts. So I'll play it here. So that first section, I kind of wanted to have kind of mystical feel, but yet a very dark feel. Again, it probably sounds very plain by itself, but I promise you it fits in really good. Alright, this part is really cool because this is a sextuplet. So it kind of sounds like it's in a 3/4 time signature rather than a 4/4. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then I'm just gonna play it. But before I do that, this is actually an Easter egg of another popular fan, My Little Pony song. So if you figure out what it is, good for you, because I'm gonna tell you anyway. Alright, so pretty simple, but this is actually a reference to Lullaby of a Princess. There's a harpsichord towards the beginning of the song-ish, and I'll play that here, and then I'll play this. Yeah, it's literally the exact same. Anyways, like I was saying, the time signature is kind of cool on this part. I'll show you with like a couple numbers that I'll be counting. That was worded really weird, so I'll just put them up on the screen. So this is written in 4/4, but this kind of makes it sound like 3/4, which is kind of a cool effect. Kind of feels like it slows down in a way, but it doesn't at all. It's just the way I wrote it. Also, just because I wanted to cram that little melody in there, and a sextuplet was mainly the only way I could do it with it sounding good. So yeah. Anyways, that section took way longer than it should have. Let's move on. Okay, this looks very chaotic because it is. This is like the climax of the song. I kind of just layer the staccato strings with this. But yeah, that's about it for the harpsichord. This is one of the instruments that I really put a lot of effort into. But yeah, let's move on down the list. Okay, the piano. This is the most deep instrument of all. It plays one note. That's all it plays during the entire song. I wanted a cool bass at the end, so that's it. Alright, next up, we got some Spitfire Lab sound effects I found. Actually, what is this? What is this? Is this paired with something else? What is this? Okay, I have no idea what this is. I might be paired with the soprano, with this, or it might be paired with this. I have no clue. Anyways, let's play the organ a little bit. I found a cool sound on Spitfire Labs, so yeah, I'll just play it here. Geez, those chords are really heat, I'm not gonna lie. So it's used kind of frequently throughout this song, and it's mainly just to hit some powerful sounding chords. They get real crazy looking towards the end. Yeah, just pretty basic chords. Alright, it's the same thing with this sound. I don't remember what it is. I just know it sounds like it. Oh shoot, that scared me. Okay, I don't remember the exact sound, so I'm gonna pull it up. Oh, it's just a synth pad. So this is just a simple synth pad. Nothing too deep. Kind of has a droning sound, which sounds kind of cool. But I'm pretty sure this, yeah, it's literally the exact same as the organ. Ow! I keep jump scaring myself. Okay, so we're gonna start with the top. This is a simple violin. This is a solo violin actually. So I'll play it here. So it's basically used throughout. No, it is used the entire song. Anyway, speaking of solos, I'm gonna move to the cello. I know this is out of order, but I just really love the cello. It's like my favorite string instrument. Kind of like the violin. I kind of wrote them similar, or they kind of aligned in a way. I'll show you a few examples. Okay, I think I might have done this intentionally, I might not have, I don't really remember. But a lot of times, I made the violin go up and the cello go down, or vice versa, which is kind of genius if you think about it. But I also probably did that on accident. We also have a really cool staccato section with the cello later on. Also, I know it's a solo and it does multiple notes. Arrest me. I know you're not supposed to do that. I deserve all of the shame and all of the pain. Alright, next instrument! Okay, so originally these were violas, then I changed them to tubas because they sounded really boring. It's basically, ooh, that gives me Batman vibes. What the frick did I just, it's basically in the same field as the organ and, this instrument. I kind of just did whatever I wanted to. Mostly just chords, nothing too strong. Simple, and clean. Okay, last two instruments, I'm gonna do the contrabass, because it's really easy. Contrabass, I don't freaking know. I'm not a musician. This is very simple, I just did bass notes. And it just does it like literally the entire song. Okay, last but not least, we got the violins. This was really fun. This isn't a solo violin. This is a group of violins. So yeah, I did this really cool arpeggio at the beginning, which I'm very proud of. And it moves into... What the frick just happened? Just staccato for a long time. Okay, that's enough. If you're wondering why these sound like really freaking good, I'm on MuseScore 4, and you can actually download some free instrument sounds, and they sound like really good. Oh, wait. Well, that's it, guys. That was all the instruments. So let's move to the next section, which is okay, I kind of went over this. But Okay, I kind of went over this briefly, but I'm just gonna kind of explain again what the purpose of each instrument was and like the motion I wanted to have. So to put it simply, all these instruments work in tangent together with the way the song changes. There are a couple key changes, I guess you could call them. But yeah, I'm gonna section these. So yeah, let's begin. Alright, first off, we just got percussion. This is just used for sort of impact sound, so the chords that you hear kind of have more of a kick to it. It's really not more deep than that. The only reason I put the tubular bells in there is to give it a sort of more melodic kind of sense to it. Alright, the chords, which involves the organ, whatever this thing is, whatever this one is, and the horns, even though it says violas. Those are all just kind of to hold chords as background, just to kind of set a basis. Yeah, so really not that deep. Just chords that linger in the background. Alright, next up, I'll give you... I already talked about the solos, like, a lot, so you already know about that. But last but not least, I'm going to talk about the some of the quicker paced staccato instruments, which includes the violins and briefly the cello and also the harpsichord. I just realized I panned them to the same side. That was kind of stupid of me. But yeah, just some quick pace to kind of give it a more urgent feel, but to also keep it sounding not boring. Alright, that went a lot faster than I originally anticipated, so let's just go to the next section. Okay, without spoiling any of the melody or anything, I'm just gonna go by the chords so you don't get too much spoiled and you just hear what chords I used. So the beginning of the song, I started like right off the bat, just like full energy, and this is just some kind of dark chords for the beginning and sort of a mystical evil sounding. I didn't want it to be like super dark, and like I kind of wanted it to be more of like a evil, mystical Disney villain-esque song. So that's the first section, just kind of very evil sounding theme, and then it sort of shifts to this slower pace section that I mentioned earlier. Again, the harpsichord kind of gives this cool effect that makes it sound like it's 3/4 rather than 4/4, and I'll show you that. That does just sound like a 3/4 song, I'm not gonna lie. The solos I added in there kind of help a bit, but I kind of like the kind of weird time signature change it gives, because it sounds cool. Alright, the end of this section leads into the kind of climax of the song. I'm actually really proud of this, because it's just a bunch of epic emotional chords, but I switched it here to major. Why did you switch it to major? Well, I kind of wanted to... Okay, this is going to sound really flippin' epic. I kind of wanted to add a sense of peace, because this is supposed to represent Nightmare Moon kind of like overcoming her past and becoming Luna. I know this is only about Nightmare Moon, but I also wanted to reference Luna and the way that ended, and also kind of reference the relationship of her sister. But yeah, I'll play some of the chords here. Jeez, that is freaking loud. Okay, the end of this section, I kind of went where it goes major, then it goes back to minor with a, I think it's a half step down. Alright, then we have this final section, which is the longest section. It's sort of a buildup of drama. It starts with some staccato, and then it just yeah, that's about it. Then the end of the song is just a really hard bass note, and that's about it, guys. Alright, now I'm gonna get into a bit of a more... What if I wasn't recording? Oh, phew. Alright, now I'm going to talk about how I write my music personally. So, I think I started this song with the staccato strings, and then I listened to those strings, and then I think I added the main violin melody. I usually always start with the main melody and maybe the bass, and then I add in chords and just other instruments. So, that's usually how I write my music. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll write one section, and then like where I feel like the violin should go, I would just keep writing, which is kind of what I did with the major section. I just like felt it should go up into a major point, so then I wrote that. So that's mainly what I do, and then I just added other instruments that complement it. I'm really proud of the way this song sounds, honestly. I've been writing music for quite some time now. I started on GarageBand, where I just like remake random songs. It wasn't very good, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless, and it was a big learning opportunity for me. Also, by the way, I probably should have mentioned this earlier. There's like a bunch of flats and sharps that don't correlate. I don't know how to read sheet music. I know how to write sheet music, but like, if you looked at this and asked me what chord it is, I'd just be like, I don't know. I mostly just listen to the notes I write down. You may be wondering, why don't you just use FL Studio if you don't even know how to use sheet music? First of all, MuseScore is easier to use with VSTs. It's cheaper. I like the way that you can kind of see what notes you wrote out, and it's very simple to write staccato and to do like change this thing. Accelerandos are better. Retardandos are better. Overall, I just like it a lot more. I have more control, and yeah, I'm also very poor, so this is a lot cheaper. But yeah, I think now it's time to go on to the final song. So I hope you guys enjoy my song called Princess of the Moon. Alright guys, before the video ends, I just want to say a couple things. First of all, thank you all for all the recent support, especially on our newest videos. We've been doing better than I thought. Anyways, let me know if I should do more of these kind of videos where I write theme songs for people. Give me some recommendations in the comments. Please give me feedback on the song I did make. If any of you guys want to start sending us fan art, then this is my My Little Pony guy named Shady Shine. I got this commissioned on DeviantArt, but you can check the person who draws this. Their name is Envia Art. They're on Fiverr. They're also on DeviantArt. But yeah, they make pretty cool stuff. If you want to submit your own fan art, then just DM me on Instagram, Twitter, or on our Discord server. Speaking of which, we have a Discord server. It'll be linked in the description. I'll be chatting with you guys there. You guys will get some exclusive behind-the-scenes action on videos and stuff, and it's pretty fun, and you might meet some really cool people. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and eat your corn dogs.